Hello, this is Trent Smith at the National Weather Service in Missoula, Montana, doing the briefing for March 5th. Just a couple of highlights. It's going to be relatively quiet through Friday. Then we have a slow-moving cold front on Saturday with an easterly push that could impact Glacier National Park and maybe into Kalispell, and then periods of showers into next week. So kind of just looking at the satellite image for right now. Again, we have that ridge of high pressure that's kind of building over the area. It's going to give us that quiet weather, but again, there's a little bit of moisture coming over the top of that ridge. But it's really this trough that's just off the coast that's going to be that cold front that's going to impact the region on Saturday. So why don't we look at a forecasted radar image. We're starting at 6 a.m. on Friday morning. Again, we're going to be kind of transitioning almost into a southwesterly flow by this time. So we're going to see a few showers start kicking off, and these showers are going to just kind of increase in intensity, not anticipating too many impacts with it. It's going to be mainly confined to northwest Montana. Any kind of precipitation is going to be snow in the mountains, maybe some valley rain, but really not looking at too much in the way of any kind of impacts. But this precipitation just steadily increases throughout the period. And there might be a period Friday night into Saturday morning that we might get some more intense showers. That's going to kind of move up through north central Idaho and then into northwest Montana. There might be a lightning strike associated with this little feature. But again, I think that the valley will predominantly encounter rain and the snow will be in the higher terrain. So there could be an impact at Lookout Pass and Marias Pass during this event. Then we finally get that cold front starting to move into eastern Washington, and it'll just slowly make its way across the region. But there's just significant amount of shower activity throughout the Northern Rockies during this time. With its slow progression, a good chunk of the area will stay warm, so valleys will predominantly be rain, with the mountains being snow. And then it finally moves out of the area by Saturday afternoon, evening time frame. So it's just going to be an active period, but I think the main impacts are going to be across the higher terrain, maybe the mountain passes Friday night, and then all day Saturday. Marias Pass might also get impacted. So as for the wind, so again, we're starting with the winds at 6 a.m. on Friday. One area of a little bit of concern is come Friday afternoon. It looks like we can get some decent southerly winds around the Grangeville, Riggins area, and then also across Lemhi County, that Gilmore Summit might see some gusty winds. But in general, it should be a relatively quiet day during this time frame. The area of concern for Saturday, again, is that easterly push. It looks like early Saturday morning, there will be some pretty cold air sliding down across the east of the divide. Some of that area is going to spill over Marias Pass, Logan Pass, and some of the passes up in Canada and make their way into northwest Montana. How far that cold air is going to reach is a little bit uncertain at this time. We are thinking that it could get into Kalispell, and if it does, then anticipate some enhancement of shower activity or snow actually in the mountains, and a little bit of enhancement of rain in the valleys. There might be a period of transition during this, but not looking at too much extra enhancement. And then with that slow progression of the cold front, we'll probably see some breezy southerly winds across the southern portion of our forecast area, south of the I-90 corridor. Again, keeping temperatures relatively warm during this time frame. And then, like I said, the front should be almost out of our area by Saturday afternoon. So looking at some of the snow and temperature graphs, this is Marias Pass. It's probably going to have the biggest impact for snow and the cooler temperatures. So again, today through tomorrow, looking at relatively warm conditions, and then just steadily cooling, especially with that easterly push come Saturday morning, and then the cold front itself. But things should start slowly trending back up. We're looking at about anywhere from about 2 to 4 inches at Marias Pass. lookout pass, again, about that 2 to 4 inch range is what they're going to encounter. But their cooling down trend is going to be more associated with that Pacific cold front. Since the easterly push doesn't make its way. And here's Lost Trail. We're looking at like 1 to 2 inches during this time frame. Again, the valley is not anticipating too many big impacts. If the valley does get any snow, it's going to be predominantly Saturday evening into Sunday morning time frame, and maybe a half an inch locally up to an inch. But with how warm it's going to be and how warm it has been, the impacts to the road should be fairly minimal. Looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook, again, not a huge indication of warm or wet or dry bias in the models at this time. Maybe a little bit on the warm side, but again, that signature is pretty small. So kind of highlighting with the threat matrix, again, we're looking at low to moderate impacts for that Saturday time frame, and Northwest Montana is only a moderate for that potential colder air coming into Glacier Park and maybe even Kalispell. While on Sunday, again, predominantly Sunday morning time frame, maybe some snow in the valleys, but the impact should be fairly minimal, but can't rule them out. And then just lingering showers into Monday, but should have no impacts at all at this moment. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at the number on the screen, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or the YouTube channel. Thank you.